येन चाप्यन्य यजन्तो मामुपासते एकत्वेन पृथक्त्वेन बुद्ध्वा विश्वतो मुखम्. Others who engage in sacrifice by the cultivation of knowledge worship the Supreme Lord as the one without a second, diverse in many and in the universal form. This verse is the summary of the previous verses. The Lord tells Arjuna that those who are purely in Krishna consciousness and do not know anything other than Krishna are called Mahatma. Yet there are other persons who are not exactly in the position of Mahatma, but who worship Krishna also in different ways. Some of them have already been described as the distressed, the financially destitute, the inquisitive, and those who are engaged in cultivation of knowledge. But there are others who are still lower, and these are divided into three. He who worships himself as one with the Supreme Lord. He who concords some form of the Supreme Lord and worship that. He who accepts the universal form, the Vishwarupa of the Supreme Personality Lord, and worship that. Out of the above three, the lowest, those who worship themselves as a Supreme Lord, thinking themselves to be the monist, are predominant. Such people think themselves to be the Supreme Lord, and in this mentality, they worship themselves. This is also a type of God worship, for they can understand that they are not material body, but are actually spiritual soul. At least such a sense is prominent. Generally, the impersonalists worship the Supreme Lord in this way. The second class includes the worshippers of demigods, those who by imagination consider any form to be the form of Supreme Lord. The third class includes those who cannot conceive anything beyond the manifestation of this material universe. They consider this universe to be the supreme organism or entity and worship that. The universe is also a form of love. Hare Krishna.
क्रतुरहं यज्ञ स्वदाहमहमौषधं मन्त्रोऽहमहमेवाच अग्निरहं हुतं. But it is I who am the ritual. I am the sacrifice, the offering to the ancestors, the healing herb, the transcendental chant. I am the butter and the fire and the offering purport. The Vedic sacrifice known as Jyotishtoma is also Krishna, and he is also Mahayajna mentioned in the Smriti. The oblations of offered to the Pitraloka or the sacrifice performed to please the Pitraloka, considered as a kind of drug in the form of clarified butter, is also many other commodities made with milk products for offering in the sacrifices are also Krishna. The fire is also Krishna because fire is one of the five material elements and is therefore claimed as the separated energy of Krishna. In other words, the Vedic sacrifices recommended in the Karma Kanda division of the Vedas are in total also Krishna. Or in other words, those who are engaged in rendering devotional service unto Krishna are to be understood to have performed all the sacrifices recommended in the Veda.
Hare Krishna. Pita ahamasya jagato माता धाता पितामह वेदम पवित्रम ओंकार ऋक्षाम यजुरेव च। मैं इस ब्रह्मांड का पिता, माता, आश्रय तथा पितामह हूँ। मैं ज्ञेय, शुद्धिकर्ता तथा ओंकार हूँ। मैं ऋग्वेद, सामवेद तथा यजुर्वेद भी हूँ। सारे चराचर विराट जगत की अभिव्यक्ति कृष्ण की शक्ति के विभिन्न कार्यकलापों से होती है। इस भौतिक जगत में हम विभिन्न जीवों के साथ तरह तरह के संबंध स्थापित करते हैं जो कृष्ण की शक्ति के अतिरिक्त अन्य कुछ नहीं है। प्रकृति की सृष्टि में उनमें से कुछ हमारे माता पिता के रूप में उत्पन्न होते हैं, किंतु वे कृष्ण के अंश ही हैं। इस दृष्टि से ये जीव जो हमारे माता पिता आदि प्रतीत होते हैं, वे कृष्ण के अतिरिक्त कुछ नहीं है। इस श्लोक में आए धाता शब्द का अर्थ सृष्टा है। न केवल हमारे माता पिता कृष्ण के अंश रूप हैं, अपितु उनके सृष्टा दादी तथा दादा कृष्ण है। वस्तुतः कोई भी जीव कृष्ण का अंश होने के कारण कृष्ण है। अतः सारे वेद के लक्ष्य कृष्ण ही हैं। हम वेदों से भी जानना चाहते हैं, वह कृष्ण को जानने की दिशा में ही होता है। जिस विषय से हमारी स्वाभाविक स्थिति शुद्ध होती है, वह कृष्ण है। इसी प्रकार जो जीव वैदिक नियमों को जानने के लिए जिज्ञासु रखता है, वह भी कृष्ण का अंश है, अतः कृष्ण भी है। समस्त वैदिक मंत्रों में ओम शब्द का, जिसे प्रणव कहा गया है, एक दिव्य ध्वनि कंपन है, और यह कृष्ण भी है। क्योंकि चारों वेदों ऋग्वेद, यजुर्वेद, सामवेद तथा अथर्ववेद में प्रणव का या ओंकार प्रधान है, अतः इसे कृष्ण समझना चाहिए। हरे कृष्ण।
और एक पढ़ लीजिए।
गतिर्भर्ता प्रभु साक्षी निवास
शरणं शरणं
सहृत् प्रभव प्रलय स्थानं निधानं बीजमव्ययम्. I am the goal, the sustainer, the master, the witness, the abode, the refuge, and the most dear friend. I am the creation, and the annihilation, the basic of everything, the resisting place, and the eternal seed. Purport. Gati means the destination where we want to go, but the ultimate goal is Krishna. Although people do not know it, one who does not know Krishna is misled, and his so-called progressive march is either partial or
hallucinatory.
hallucinatory. There are many who make as their destination different demigods, and by rigid performance of the strict respective methods, they reach different planets known as Chandraloka, Suryaloka, Indraloka, Mahaloka, etc. But all such lokas are planets, being creations of Krishna, are simultaneously Krishna and not Krishna. Such planets being manifestations of Krishna's energy are also Krishna, but actually they serve only as a step forward for realization of Krishna. To approach the different energies of Krishna is to approach Krishna directly. One should directly
Indirectly.
approach Krishna, for that will save time and energy. For example, if there is a possibility one go by of going to the top of a building by the help of an elevator, why should one go by the staircase step by step? Everything is resting on Krishna's energy. Therefore, without Krishna's shelter, nothing can exist. Krishna is the supreme ruler because everything belongs to him and everything exists on his energy. Krishna, being situated in everyone's heart, is the supreme witness. The residences, countries, or planets on which we live are also Krishna. Krishna is the ultimate goal of shelter, and therefore one should take shelter of Krishna either for protection or an annihilation of his distress. And whenever we have to take protection, we should know that our protection must be living force. Krishna is the supreme living entity, and since Krishna is the source of our generation or the supreme father, no one can be a better friend than Krishna, nor can anyone be a better well-wisher. Krishna is the original source of creation and the ultimate rest after annihilation. Krishna is therefore the eternal cause of all causes.
Good.